John Emerson. From a Dunolly perspective, my wife and I used to own the supermarket here when it was a supermarket. I've been playing bowls for 43 years now. And for when we left here in 2007-8, not long after that, I started working with Bowls Australia, which I did for a number of years and retired about 3 years ago. So been through a bit with bowls, seen a few changes and that sort of thing. And I can't disagree with what Barry said because he'll hit me. But it has changed, and a lot of the decisions which come along are based on Bowls Australia. Bowls Victoria don't have a lot of say in some of them, particularly with juniors, and that was an issue back when I was there. But it's one of those things, unfortunately, and we all know what it's like. It's user pays nowadays. Everything we do is user pays. Unfortunately, juniors is no different. Yeah, but it...
Sorry. Go on, go on.
No, I was just going to say, so from there, I've retired about 3 years ago, still playing bowls. And look, it's the best game in the world. And having played for 40-odd years, the one thing that you used to hear, and you still hear it nowadays, is the number of people you speak to that say, I wish I'd started earlier. Yeah. And it's, the number of, it's unfortunate that, we talk a lot about bowls being an old person's sport, but it's not. And certainly when you get to the elite level, you've probably all heard this story, but the average age of the Australian bowls team is younger than that of the Australian cricket team.
Wow, amazing. And your role with Bowls Australia was what?
I was what we used to call a regional bowls manager, and I used to go to different clubs. At one stage I looked after Western Victoria, and then I moved up to the northeast, which is up here, and used to go to clubs and talk to them about membership participation and how to get people involved, talk about business planning. One of the biggest things that we have is we tend to look at clubs and we say as a club that we're all volunteers, which we are, but the reality is that we're also a business, and we need to make that business successful. Otherwise, we won't be around, for your 100th birthday.
And I think that's going forward is going to be one of the biggest challenges for small country clubs in particular.
Yeah.
Is their ability to stay positive on the cash flow so that they actually keep maintaining what they need to do.
Yeah, and look, it's as much as cash flow is an issue, the bigger issue with any club is volunteers. So if there's anyone out there who is involved with the club but isn't a volunteer, consider putting your hand up because it's I play at North Bendigo nowadays, but we have a notice on our wall in the club that says, before you whinge, have you considered volunteering? And it's a big thing with a lot of clubs is people will sit back and they'll say, this should happen, that should happen, but they're not willing to stand up and be counted themselves.
I think on that note, we all agree with you. Well done. Well, folks. Thank you. Cheers.